In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you something you won't believe actually happened. A man took the most powerful throne in the ancient world. No army, no money, no war. Just a face that happened to look like someone else's. He nearly pulled it off. He would have pulled it off, except for one woman. In the dark, and a pair of ears that weren't there. My name is Tacitus. No face, no problem. What you're about to see is far more unsettling than any face. The people history decided to quietly forget. 522 BC, the Persian Empire, 60 nations, 50 million people, Egypt to India, all of it under one crown. The man holding that crown was Cambyses II, son of Cyrus the Great, and he was about to do something irreversible. He had a younger brother, Bardia, legitimate heir, royal blood, liked by the nobility in ways Cambyses never would be. So Cambyses had him killed, quietly. No announcement, no funeral, no explanation. Bardia ceased to exist. One other person knew, the assassin who carried out the order. 2 men in an empire of 50 million held a secret that was about to detonate. Back in Persia, while Cambyses was tearing through Egypt, a Magi priest named Gaumata noticed something. The prince was dead. Nobody knew. And he looked almost exactly like him. Same jaw, same build, same coloring. There was one complication. Years earlier, Cyrus the Great had punished him for something. We don't know what. That part didn't make it into the records. What did make it in, the punishment. Cyrus had both of Gaumata's ears removed. His brother showed up one day with a simple observation. The king is in Egypt, the prince is dead, and you could pass for him. Gaumata thought about it, then said, yes. Couriers went out across the empire within days. Bardia, son of Cyrus, had returned to reclaim his throne. It worked. Provinces submitted. The army swore loyalty. People loved him. He canceled 3 years of taxes, ended forced military service, freed slaves. By any honest measure, Gaumata ran a better empire than the man he was pretending to be. The only thing he couldn't risk was being seen too closely. No public appearances, palace walls, always. He kept the women of the royal harem apart from each other. No conversations, no comparisons. 7 months, it held. Then Cambyses heard. Cambyses marched home. He never got there. Somewhere on that road he took a wound. Accounts disagree on how. He died. And the only other person who knew Bardia was dead died with him. Gaumata had no one left who could give him away. The whole empire was his. The most audacious fraud in ancient history had just gotten the luckiest break imaginable. But here's where it unravels. Not through politics, not through war. Through one physical fact that Gaumata carried with him everywhere, right up there on the throne. A nobleman named Odones started noticing things. The new Bardia never met with the nobility in person, skipped every public ceremony, kept the women of the royal harem from talking to each other. Odones had spent his whole life at court. He knew what a man with nothing to hide looks like. This wasn't it. His daughter was in the royal harem. Her name was Fatimi. He got a letter to her through a bribed eunuch. One question. Is the man sharing your bed actually the son of Cyrus? She wrote back, Father, I can't tell you. I never met Bardia before he became king, and we're not allowed to speak to each other here. He made sure of that the moment he took the throne. That reply alone was almost enough. A man who has nothing to hide doesn't cut off every woman who might recognize him. But Odones needed something he could take to the others. He wrote again, next time he sleeps, reach out and feel for his ears. If they're there, he's Bardia. If they're not, you're in bed with a Magi priest named Gaumata. She knew the stakes. Wrong, she's dead. Right, and he wakes up, she's dead. No safe version of this, no one to ask. She waited for her rotation in the royal schedule, waited for him to fall asleep, then reached out, in the dark. Morning. She got word to her father. One word. No ears. Otnes pulled in 6 of the most powerful men he trusted. Laid it all out. Silence. Because every man in that room had the same thought. If I walk out without committing, what stops someone else from going straight to Gaumata and buying their own safety with my name? Nobody said it. Didn't need to. The youngest one stood up. Darius. We move today, he said. Wait even one day and I go to Gaumata myself and hand over every name in this room. Maybe he meant it, maybe not. Didn't matter. 7 men made a deal and walked towards the palace. The Magi brothers knew how to fight. They'd been palace guards once. They put a spear through one man's eye before the first room was cleared. 2 more were wounded before the second. 7 became 6. And the fighting moved deeper into the palace. Darius ended up in a dark room, standing over 2 men struggling on the floor. One was his ally, one was Gaumata. He couldn't tell them apart. His sword was raised. From the floor, a voice shouted up at him. Just swing. Kill us both if you have to. But the Magi has to die. Darius swung. 7 months after sitting on the most powerful throne on earth, the man without ears was gone. The men stood in a circle around the fallen king who had never been a king, and in the silence they all looked at the same thing, the crown on the floor. Nobody moved. Then Darius picked it up. Within the year he was king of Persia. He would go on to build the empire further than Cambyses had ever taken it. He would become one of the greatest rulers the ancient world ever produced. And the first thing he put in stone, carved into a mountain at Behistun, in 3 languages, still readable today, was this story. 9 words. The man called Gaumata lied. He said, I am Bardia. He was not Bardia. He was a liar. 2,500 years later, still there. Villain? He ran a fairer empire than the man he replaced. Genius? Clearly. Just unlucky? 2 missing ears, 1 woman's hand in the dark. He had everything covered, except the thing he was born without. A lie can go very deep, but something always stays on the surface. The most dangerous person in any room isn't the one wearing the crown. It's the one who decided they should be. Next time, a pirate becomes Pope. I'm serious. Subscribe. Don't miss it.